Hey viewers, Slick Sinister here again for a special edition of Tech and for Thought. I'm going to talk about the current state of the FGC. The tech community is a part of this scene, so my sentiments include us as well. Now, I want to start off by saying that the FGC has come a long way. We used to be a very small community of players, barely any money to be made, but people traveled around because for the pure love of the game. Now it's grown to having large-scale venues, sponsors for people, covering expenses and traveling and registration. We are on television networks. Our community is growing into a business as we get more spotlight. However, the way our community is regulated is becoming a problem. Now, in my opinion, the FGC has dropped the ball when it comes to regulating itself. At times, many people go unchecked, and players have gotten away with a lot of inappropriate language and behavior. And it's getting to a point to where people feel deterred to come to events. You have players that feel that venues don't attempt to discourage bad behavior. So let me explain some factors that need to change. Professionally, the FGC needs a code of conduct. I know it's difficult to start because we're vast and a whole bunch of different areas and locations, but we can at least start with the heavy hitters. Like, let's look at CEO, Combo Breaker, possibly Final Round, Evo. We can create guidelines through those venues, and then smaller ones can follow suit if they want to be regulated as well. Because at the moment, there's inconsistency as far as regulating people, and if we do have consequences for people. You have some players that are banned indefinitely, but others are not being given similar punishment for similar issues. So there's a lot of confusion there. Now, with that being said, I'm going to address how we should be conducting ourselves. We have more responsibility to all of our players in the FGC. The bigger you get, the more liable you are, the more you want to appeal to people. You have to move different since there's more to lose, especially since depending on what you say or do can cost you sponsorships or other jobs, or you're going to end up getting canceled in this day and age. Look, this community used to get away with saying a lot of stuff, posting, doing reckless behavior for a long time. I remember the FGC and arcade scene during like the early to mid 2000s, and we did some real grimy stuff and foul stuff to each other. I mean, those were very heated times, and I know a lot of old-fashioned players feel like the scene has gone soft after that era, but look at it this way, man. I'm in my mid-30s. Most of us who were doing this were either from fresh out of high school up to our young adulthood, like early to mid-20s. We had nothing to lose, no responsibilities. We didn't care what was being said. We were ready to go. You're a small community. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to cost you nothing. Unless it got to the absolute point where someone got arrested, people didn't care. But guess what? Times change. In this day and age, we can't do that. How can we expand and bring more people and profit in our community if they see us acting crazy and belligerent? No business wants that. We can't say, hey, accept us, show us on television, let us get the kind of accolades and sponsors and money that we see these other genres have, and then they see us acting a fool on stream. But it's hype, right? Look, even other competitors who actually fight can only go so far with trash talk or behaving a certain way before they get checked. Now, we want all our players to feel welcome in this community and not have to worry about being tested inappropriately. This includes the ladies in our community, man. They don't need to deal with unwanted advances and stipulations just in disrespect just because they're women. And yeah, fellas, there's a whole bunch of you still out there that still can't stand to lose to a woman, or you don't value their input because they're a woman. You have women right now that would like to be in the FGC, but they don't feel safe at these venues, and they feel that anytime something is addressed, it kind of gets brushed off. And that's a bad image, because as much as people don't want it to be their problem, you're indirectly telling people that, it's pretty much the Wild Wild West. You're on your own when it's real problems. And that also goes for, gays, lesbians, transgender people too. Some of you, your skin curls just the fact that they're in the area, like they're going to bother you or hurt you or something, or hit on you. Man, get over it. I'm like, they deserve just as much respect too. At the end of the day, we are all gamers going to a venue to play and compete with each other. You even have young kids and children that want to come to the FGC. I'm like, we can't be old-fashioned trying to invite people or open up or expand the community. I mean, wouldn't nobody want to join? But by all means, if you wanted to go back to the old way, go back to some hole-in-the-wall spot playing machines and, playing for bingo hall money in some random spot somewhere in the plaza. Go right ahead. Now, I know that there's no perfect way to do this. I also know that any way that's tried will be criticized. But we need to start something. There needs to be attempts by the community to check people, or to try to check people, let them know that, hey, there's going to be consequences for your actions. Like, you can't, morally, we can't just turn a blind eye to stuff, man, at these venues if people are in trouble or if you see something going on. No one's not asking you to risk a life, but if you know something's not right, man, if you see something, say something. I'm like, silence is compliance. So that's the perception you're going to give people that want to be a part of the community, but they're getting mistreated. And you have, whether it's race, religion, gender, sexual preference, if they feel that they're not safe, they're not going to come. And that's a gold mine. I'm like, you have other people that are willing to travel and spend money like the rest of us, and they're denied that because they don't feel safe. I mean, and also to you people running these gaming spots, man, your tolerance needs to be lowered for some of the stuff that goes on. People acting crazy, yelling, screaming all through the, I can hear them in the background. Sorry about that. But, I just want the image of the FGC to be a good one and not a grimy one. I'm like, you guys should too. And on that note, that concludes this brief episode. I just had to get that off my chest because a lot of stuff's real crazy. And, this community's come a long way. And I don't want it to get stagnant because people are caught up in the past instead of looking towards the future. Thank you for watching.